You're probably wondering what's going on. Well, I'm here to tell you. It's me, Inked, and I need you guys to head on over to AJsRANTroom.com and pick up your Trifecta merch. Yes, that's right. Trifecta merch is here. It is here for our Trifecta family to show their love and support and advertise for free. Well, not technically for free. You did pay for it. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Head on over to AJsRANTroom.com and pick up your Trifecta merch. We're all inclusive.
It's always lit over at AJsRANTroom.com. We got the best bags and accessories, our beloved Black Series. We got fresh lids for you hat lovers, fire jackets and hoodies, and of course we got you covered on the t-shirts. And introducing our first shoe line, Aloysius Germain. So get on over to AJsRANTroom.com today and get to shopping. You won't.
What's good? What's good? What's good? Happy Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. What up, Lynn? How do? How's everybody doing? Y'all good? Y'all good? Just one thing, like always, make sure you're in the live chat and not the video comments. There's a difference. So make that distinction quickly. All right. What up, Christina? What's good, people? What's good? So today we're gonna talk about celebrity culture. We're gonna talk about a few stories in the celebrisphere right now. Of course, the Diddy stuff and the debauchery and grossness of all of that, and how that is basically symptomatic of the larger culture. What up, Jay Lee? And how I'm bored. You know, I'm always bored. I stay bored. But there's just so much going on, and we got a lot to cover, and it's Friday. And what up, Pat? It's Friday. Oh man, R. Kelly ruined that too. Damn. So many classics, so many hits. R. Kelly, so many classics from Diddy. And now you just can't hear these songs the same anymore. I don't know if y'all knew the Diddy song last night, but at the end of that song, there's this interlude. And the the his girlfriend or whoever is not returning his call. So he leaves her this voice message where he's like berating her and cursing her out, but it's in this very subtle tone. And then at the end, he bursts out laughing. Like he's like, "Yeah, that's how it really go down, right?" And I'm like, "Well, that's how it really went down." That's literally how it went down. Hold on, I forgot to share the stream to my Discord. Make sure y'all tap the screen, share the live, comment, share, turn on your notifications, all of that good housekeeping stuff. I'm a one-man band here, so work with me. These are all my socials right here, so make sure you support them. Go follow me, support a brother across platforms, either the main four that I'm on currently, and I'm looking for my Discord. I do have a Discord. I don't know how to get it to you from here, but we'll figure it out. Hold on. And I'm slowly rebuilding it. It's been a minute. I've had the Discord for years. Then it kind of fell apart when the group of us fell apart. If you know, you know. If you don't know, don't worry about it. Thank you, Lynn. I appreciate it. You know, I just try to make sure I stay on top of things, but I appreciate y'all when y'all take off a little bit of the load. That's the wrong one. Hold on. Producer. There we go. Put my logo in the right place. So I don't know if y'all know who Tory Lanez is, but y'all definitely know who Megan Thee Stallion is, because y'all remember her twerking at the Kamala rally, right? Body yaddy 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 yaddy. Anyway, she's a rapper. He's a rapper, an entertainer, and he's currently in prison. For I don't know if y'all knew about the whole debacle that went down between Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez, but Tory Lanez is currently serving. How long is he serving? I don't know how long his sentence is. I should have, yeah, whatever. Doesn't matter. Anyway, I think it's about 10 years. I think he's serving. And for shooting Meg the Stallion. Now, if you know what we know, you know that we know that we know, you know that more than likely that's not how it went down. I'm trying to find the right cover here, but I can't find it for some reason. Did I not put it in here? See, this is what happens when you're your own producer. You don't have the cover. I thought I had the cover anyway, but I have this. I have my screen share. So that's Tory Lanez. Y'all know who Meg the Stallion is. Y'all know what she looked like. Oh man, thank you, Lee. Um, I I don't really I don't really know Meg the Stallion songs. I know the body yaddy 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 because I did that on TikTok once when I did the body challenge, but I don't really know. And I know the WAP song with Cardi B. That's only because it was literally forced on us. Like literally, you couldn't escape it. And didn't it win like a Grammy or something? Crazy. Anyway, Tory Lanez has one song. No, he has two songs that I really like. He sampled "Everyone Falls in Love Sometimes." I don't remember the name of the song, but he sampled that, and then he has another song called "Shooters." Um, Police try to catch me with the shooter. Anyway, I enjoy a little ratchet every now and then. So cool. Not my go-to every day, but I appreciate it. All right, cool. It has its place, right? Everything has its place, right? Anyway, so while serving time in the Kink, he was brutally attacked. Now, Tory Lanez, this is according to TMZ, Tory Lanez is on the mend and feeling better after getting stabbed 14 times in a California state prison, TMZ has learned. Sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ the rapper was transferred back to the prison hospital within the last few days after getting treatment at a medical facility in the Bakersfield area. We're told Tory's condition has stabilized and he is now breathing on his own, able to talk. Prison officials say Tory is currently in fair condition. This is terrific news for Tory, who was in critical condition after Monday's attack, allegedly at the hands of fellow inmate Santino Casio at California Correctional Institution. I don't know what the name of that city is. I ain't gonna try to pronounce it. Prison officials say Casio stabbed Tory all over his body, 7 times in the back, 4 times in the torso, and 3 times in the head and face. Tory's camp said he was placed on a breathing apparatus after his lungs collapsed. Earlier this week, Tory's attorney, Jose Baez, told TMZ Tory is upbeat. He's in good spirits. He's recovering. He is a strong young man. He is expected to make a recovery. Okay. As you know, Tory was convicted. Oh, I was correct. It was a 10-year sentence. As you know, Tory was convicted at a jury trial in December 2022 for shooting Megan Thee Stallion in the foot and got a 10-year sentence. Now, let me tell y'all about this. So, Meg Thee Stallion's bodyguard came forward and said that it wasn't Tory that shot Megan in the foot, but we all knew something was not right about this story the moment it dropped. We were told Tory did it. She went on, she talked to Gayle King, I believe it was. She's on there crying and all of the drama, gave all of the kerfuffle, only to find out it most likely wasn't him. It was her best friend who was in the car, her best friend at the time who was also in the car, and that it was Tory who in fact knocked the gun out of the best friend's hand, but Tory took the rap. This man has been screaming he's innocent since it went down. Now, of course, there's a difference between saying you're innocent and being able to prove it in a court of law. There's a difference. I get it. So this man is doing a 10-year sentence. He was just viciously attacked in prison. He almost died. Both lungs collapsed. And for what? Technically, he's not even supposed to be in prison. Not even technically, he's not supposed to be in prison. So here's what I propose. If Meg Thee Stallion lied, if we can prove that she lied, that she in fact knew who shot her, but decided to protect the person who's no longer her best friend, who was the best friend at the time, then I think she should get the 10-year sentence. There has to be greater repercussions for people who lie in legal situations. This man, and he's not a citizen, so he's most likely after the end of his 10-year sentence is going to get deported. I think he's Canadian, if I'm not mistaken. So he's going to get deported back to his country if we can't get these charges overturned. So this makes no sense because you couldn't. I don't know how they proved beyond a reasonable doubt that he actually did it because there's no real proof. It's ridiculous at this point. Celebrity culture is demonic. We will because she won the what do you call it? The court of public opinion. He gets to take the rap. He's not, he's a bit more rough than she is. Obviously he got the tattoos, he has a harder image than she does. You know, she is more popular with the blacks than he is. You know, she's working with Beyonce and every big recording artist, and he's successful in his own right, absolutely. But he can be discarded. So we'll protect her and discard him, even though many of us suspected the whole time that he was innocent, that he did not do this, that he did not shoot her. This is like Diddy. This goes back to Diddy again, celebrity culture. Diddy shot that woman in the face in that club in 1999, I believe, when they were in the club with Jennifer Lopez. And then the rapper Shine took the rap. Shine is now he's a an elected official in his native country, Belize. And he even came forward and said he didn't shoot her. And I believe him. And the woman who even got shot said, he didn't shoot me. Diddy shot me. But again, power. Who's more popular? Who has access to more connections within the legal system? Because the stuff that Diddy did, no average person would get away with. So I don't want to hear nothing about racism. I don't want to hear nothing about railroading. I don't hear any of this. But we'll get to Diddy's black ass in a few. But back to Tory. This man needs to be freed. And Meg Thee Stallion needs to start talking. Because if the bodyguard is correct, and this is all about being able to prove it, because it's harder to overturn something, right? But the fact that this man is thrown there's a thunderstorm, by the way. So if the power goes out, the power goes out. There's a thunderstorm. I mean, not a thunderstorm, but she needs to pay if she knew. Now I understand if you didn't see who pulled the trigger or whatever, you may not know, but it's ridiculous, right? Oh yeah, we can talk about Tupac and Biggie, absolutely, because we all know he had his foot in both of those. You ain't gonna convince. Then the man that got shot in the bathroom. I don't know if y'all ever saw that. He literally Diddy shot the man in the bathroom. But because of connections, because I believe you ain't gonna tell me that Diddy is not an informant. He just got caught up. Diddy wanted to press back or do something, and something happened, and they ratted and railroaded his ass into federal court. But literally shot that man and got away with it. Blood everywhere. It's clear Diddy did it. No charges. So I don't hear nothing about no two-tier justice system. Yeah, there's a two-tier justice system for people who have the privilege to pay for the best of the best attorneys and to have their foot into the crevices of law enforcement to stop them from prosecuting you. And then you have everybody else. It's not a black and white thing. It's a money, no money thing. Right. And there's also corruption and how corrupt you are willing to be. Right. But the problem with that corruption is it don't last forever. It ain't gonna last forever. And if you decide to change your mind, this is what I say. This is how you know people don't have real power. Michael Bloomberg could change his mind every day, all day, whatever he wants, because he has the power to do that. Diddy don't got that type of power. Diddy is a puppet. He has the wealth, he has the adoration, he has the success, but he has no control over his own life. He can't make decisions because there's too many secrets. Oh, Pat, we could talk about Trump, but we ain't going to do that. I go on a tangent. So free Tory Lanez. And it's a damn shame that this man had to get brutalized in this way. It's absolutely absurd. It should have never happened. Could you imagine the trauma this man is going through right now? And then you a man, so you can't be like, yeah, I'm traumatized. You can't. Because you're still in prison. You're literally still in prison. What the hell could you have done that warrants you to get attacked and stabbed over 14 times? That's crazy, bro. Yo, Clive Davis was man. Celebrity culture is demonic. Literally, they manipulate and exploit your vulnerabilities. That's literally what they do. They know your traumas, they know your triggers, they know your drug of choice. They know what kind of sex you like. And they got to get your hands dirty. So when you wonder why celebrities aren't coming forward until it's convenient for them to come forward, until the coast is clear and their secrets can remain underground, that's why they're not talking, because they know if they talk, everything's coming out. That sex tape is coming out. That video of you participating in some P3DO something or getting gangbanged is coming out. How'd you get that record deal? This is how she got it. And let's be clear, it's not all celebrities. There are celebrities who got it out the dirt. There are celebrities who went out there and earned it and built their careers the right way. There are. But again, when you see things like this, we're going to talk about Russell Brand in a minute. When you see stuff like this, when you see people literally being railroaded to prison or getting away with crimes, just know it is much bigger than you think. Free Tory Lanez. We're bored. This man should have never been in prison, ever. Let's talk about Russell Brand. Russell Brand, addicted to drugs, right? He was cracked out when he was out in these streets, cracked out. He was the talk of the town, the toast. Everybody loved him. He could get away with anything. Tory Lanez finds Jesus. And then not only does he find Jesus, he said, you know what? I'm going to glorify Jesus to the world. I'm putting my past behind me. I am no longer going to participate in the sexual debauchery that I used to participate in. I am no longer going to do drugs. I am no longer going to be a slave to this machine that has my secrets. You don't think he knew already that they were going to spill all of this stuff once he came forward? Once Christ became the center of this man's life, you didn't think that they were going to exploit that? Absolutely they were. Abso-freaking-lutely they were. Go. All right, cool. Russell Brand says he's lit up by the Holy Spirit amid sexual assault charges. Russell Brand is addressing his past drug use after being charged 2 months ago with rape and sexual assault in the UK. I used to do quite a lot of cocaine, crack, heroin, LSD, methamphetamines, ecstasy, and marijuana. Damn. Oh, wait, he ain't done. As well as pharmaceutical drugs. But now I'm lit by the Holy Spirit, the English comedian said via Instagram on May 12th. Oh, so it's cool when I'm cracked out, drugged out, being reckless, destroying my body, destroying other people's lives, harming other people. It's great when I'm doing that. Right. But when I want to turn my life around, now all of a sudden I've sexually assaulted you. In April, London's Metropolitan Police charged Brand 49, who has recently talked about his Christian beliefs on social media, with one count of rape, one count of indecent assault, one count of oral rape, and two counts of sexual assault. The claims come from four different women between 1999 and 2005. Brand has denied the allegations. So you mean to tell me 1999, 1999, 2005. So we're in the 20-year range at this point. And now all of a sudden you find Christ and now you're the problem. Celebrity culture is demonic. They thrive on your weaknesses. They thrive on addiction. They thrive on exploiting you sexually. They thrive on deviancy. You think Whitney Houston accidentally died in that bathtub? We ain't ready for that conversation. You think Michael Jackson actually accidentally overdosed on propofol? Joan Rivers conveniently died during a routine checkup? If you think that, you're a damn fool. Mm. This is absolutely ridiculous. This man gets his life right. Because I remember when he was debating Candace Owens and he was still out there drugging and atheist and all that stuff. And literally, Candace Owens had a part in his conversion. We like you when your life is wrecked. We like you when you're about to die from your own. We like that. We like when you're out here ratchet and rancid. But when you find peace of mind and joy and happiness and something outside yourself, now you're the problem. Mm. Prayers up for Russell Brand. Prayers up for him, his life. I hope he beats this case. Y'all held this secret for over 20 years, allegedly. Why didn't y'all charge him in 2005? Why are you coming forward now? Hmm. You think these women just came out of the crevices nowhere? No. They did a canvas. They canvassed the women in his past and said, what can we find? Oh, you want to go rogue? You want to go rogue? You want to go speak this Jesus stuff now? Oh, no. You have to stick to the script. We own you. The privilege you get to enjoy comes with a cost, Russell Brand. You don't get to just leave when you want to. So let's canvas his life. Let's find some debauchery because we know it's there. This man was cracked out. He was drugged out. The list of drugs. Do we need to go over the list of drugs again? He said cocaine, crack, heroin, LSD, methamphetamines, ecstasy, and marijuana, as well as pharmaceutical drugs. This man was lit to the lit. And you think he wasn't gonna make a mistake at any point during that time? And we shut up because he was the belle of the ball. He was making us money. We gave him a little bit of change and we took the bulk of the money. But he was a brand. He was good for business. We protect you. We'll keep your secrets. Now all of a sudden you find Jesus and we want you gone. It's not how that works, bro. It's not how that works. This is why select culture is demonic. If you've ever been to one of these parties, oh, AJ has. And especially if they're figure out who you are, they're trying to figure out what you like. They're figuring out how far can they go with you? How bad do you want it? Mm. How bad did Cassie want it? How bad did Cassie want that lifestyle that she was willing to wreck her body? I mean, it's a miracle that she's even able to conceive children at this point. The fact that she has 3 beautiful children is just a miracle, if you ask me. When you put your body through that much, for what? For status? For access? For fame? For attention? This woman signed a 10 album and only released 1 album. 1. She couldn't go anywhere. And I hope the prosecution I hope they get this. And that's what made her a slave. Where was she going to go work? You think that 10 album deal didn't include clauses that said she can't go work unless we approve of it? Stop playing in our face, bro. She was a slave. And so yeah, she may have wanted 1 or 2 of the freak offs. Does that mean okay, because she was feeling it 1 or 2 times, that means now she wanted all of them? No. When she didn't want it, she didn't want it, and she was forced to do it. Because at that point, you're a slave to it. You have to do it. This is your job now. You're no longer a recording artist with a 10 album deal. Because that's just a facade. What does the paperwork in that contract say? When you're ready for that conversation. Speaking of Russell Brand. So I don't know if y'all heard Kanye's new song. It's all the rage on X because that's the only platform that will showcase the damn thing. But Russell Brand came out and defended Kanye West. And hold on, let me get the joint here. What I do? 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 Wait, hide. There we go. Boop it. What you got? Let's go. This is gonna get better as time goes on. I promise y'all. But Russell Brand defends Ye's Hail Hitler music video. You have to celebrate voices like Ye's, true artists that are willing to go into very, very difficult situations in order to tell the truth, the actor and podcaster said. Russell Brand, the actor, Oh God, where are we? Um, Iconoclastic activist defended Kanye West's latest song titled "Hail Hitler," saying that the artist now known as Ye is uncancelable. He's uncancelable at this point. This is what I say. You have to put yourself in a position where you can change your mind. Kanye no longer cared about being a billionaire. That was out the window. Take away my billionaire status. Even if you take that away, I'm good. You can't crash me financially. Okay, so now I have $400 million instead of a billion. Who cares? I'm doing better than most people. And on top of that, it's my money. Okay. Hail Hitler. Kanye West is uncancelable. Oh, that's a tweet that he said. Oh yeah, so this is a tweet. Hail Hitler at Kanye West is uncancelable because he reached such a zenith in the culture that he couldn't be killed. That is truth. That is truth. I think people would like if he died. Why? Because he's a problem for their agenda. Also, let's be honest, the hook is catchy. It's Kanye West. Of course, the hook is going to be catchy. The rapper's new music video was released Thursday and features the hook "All My Ends Nice." Yeah. Okay, whatever. Um, in a video, he explained on the sentiment in his tweet. He's working with a lot of ideas. You say the word N word, hail Hitler, said Brand. Now, firstly, Kanye West is a product of the culture, commenting on the culture. Why is the phrase hail Hitler offensive? Because it's seen as a vow of reverence to a leader that executed millions of people and waged war throughout Europe that led to so much destruction and disaster. He added, Kanye is a unique figure, but he's uncancelable. He acknowledged that Ye is not a perfect person. Who is? No one's perfect. I agree. He's uncancelable. And also, this is back to celebrity culture being demonic. We saw the text messages. Who's the dude? The Jewish dude who all of a sudden became a trainer to the stars, but he was really one of those people. Candace Owens, Jewish fixer. What's the dude's name? Hurry up. Mm. She mentioned this man's name when she was talking to Jason Lee. I can't remember his name. But anyway, so we got the text messages between Kanye shared the screenshots of the text messages. And so Kanye's like, look, these people literally, they drug you. So they literally drug you. This is what happened to Britney Spears. This is what they try to do to Mariah Carey. This is what they try to do to Dave Chappelle. This is literally the culture. It is built to destroy you if you try to find who you really are. So Kanye's like, look, I'm not doing this anymore. So he did the things that he did to get out of the Adidas contract, that was intentional. The gospel record was intentional. All of these antics have a purpose. I don't like a lot of it. But when you see people, what's the first thing they say about Kanye? Oh, he's bipolar. Oh, he's crazy. Oh, he's out of his mind. That's what they want you to believe. The antics are crazy out of it. Yeah, that's the point. But if he was really that whacked out, who is Kanye West hurt? This man threatening to drop the sex tape that he helped suppress. The Jewish dude. Can't remember his name. But we could run around here calling ourselves nigga. The word nigga doesn't even get your TikTok live taken down anymore. But you can't say Hitler. You can't say Nazi. You damn sure can't say the K word. I probably can't even say that on YouTube. But like Dave Chappelle said, well, you could say the word nigga. He's like, well, I'm not a nigga. So you can't be all some words and then we're still allowed to be debaucherous. You allow the debauchery, you allow the recklessness, but then tell us we can't say these other words. Kanye West is a genius. And and a lot of it we don't understand now, but a lot of us will understand in the future. And then to make the music video, which is dope, then to make to get actual people to put their careers on the line, essentially, because these are professional dancers and actors in this video, and to get them to do it, it takes balls, it takes courage. Y'all think Cat Williams was bullshitting in that Club Shay Shay interview? Cat Williams was spot on. Diddy likes to party, and you got to tell him no. AJ wouldn't even be here right now. You know where AJ would be? I don't know where I'd be. I'd be somewhere in LA. I might have taken a few drugs at this point, but I would be wildly successful. I've been asked to do things for jobs. And if I did them, I wouldn't be here right now. I'd probably be here with a much larger audience. I won't be as moisturized and as put together, but I'd be alive. Hollywood is a terrible place, especially if you're not protected. And that's most people. Most people aren't protected because they don't know the game. They don't know their. Here's the thing. Could you imagine you have this talent that you want to share with the world? You want to be able to take your family out of poverty. You want to be able to live the lifestyle that you've dreamt of. And you know that this gift you have is going to get you there. And then you meet somebody like a Diddy, a Clive Davis, a Tommy Mottola. And they're like, here's everything you want. Everything you've ever wanted in life, we have. But you have to do X and Y and Z and LMNOP to get it. That goes against everything you believe. Yes, Quincy Jones was no saint either. Very talented man, but very, 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 very. I'm gonna shut up. So they put this contract in your face, and you don't understand most of it because you're not a lawyer. Then they say, well, we have a lawyer. That you don't know that's a conflict of interest. How do you know that's a conflict of interest? You just want to sing, dance, act, perform, dance, whatever you want, whatever. You just want to live this ultimate life, this fantasy in your mind, right? And then you sign a 10 album deal like Cassie did. And what do you get out of it? You get to sit in a courtroom, 8.5 months pregnant, talking about your sordid, disgusting, debaucherous sexual history with a defendant who is literally trying to paint you out to be a whore. Wasn't Diddy like 17 years older than Cassie? Well, he is still. He'll always be 17 till one dies, right? Al B. Shore is a whole other thing. The fact that Al B. Shore. Let me also tell you another thing about Diddy. Think about it. Kim Porter, Andre Harrell, Heavy D, who's a rapper. Andre Harrell was the head of Uptown Records. He was a record executive. Kim Porter was the mother of I don't know how many of his children, but quote unquote the love of his life. She died mysteriously of pneumonia. Andre Harrell mysteriously died of pneumonia. Heavy D, same thing. I'll be sure goes into a coma. He's supposed to die. Do you know the one thing all four of these people had in common? They were all about to write tell all autobiographies. Al B. Shore lived. I mean, the brother was at death's door and lived to tell and lived to say, I believe Diddy has something to do with what happened to me. Also, he has a son named Quincy, who Diddy took in as his own. Quincy doesn't have a relationship with his own father, Al B. Shore. This is what happens when you get kids young. This is why we don't want all this trans stuff forced on our kids because you get them young, you get them to believe your narrative, right? Your father abandoned you. Your father doesn't care about you. Your father didn't want you, so I became your father. And that wasn't the case. That's not how it went down. So now Al B. Shore gets the privilege to actually tell his story. Mm. Everybody else died before they got to tell theirs. Hmm. Celebrity culture is demonic. AF. Super demonic. Halle Bailey. If you don't know who Halle Bailey is, she's a singer. She was in a duo with her sister Chloe Bailey. They had a very dope song called "Cool People." I really like that song. And then she was Ariel. She was the black Ariel in the Little Mermaid. So she's famous. She's a protege of Beyonce. So Beyonce discovered them on YouTube and introduced them to the world of entertainment, and they have the talent and the goods and now the connections to make it happen, right? So she gets with this streamer and rapper named DDG. He's successful in his own right. He has his own money, he has his own success, he has his own platform. Now here's why, and I've seen this a million times in my life where people have sex with people out of the mere carnality of it. I get it. I get it. Sex is fun. I get it. But you're not married to this man. There's no real commitment. And then you conceive a child. So now what Kanye West said, 18 years, got one of your kids, got you for 18 years. Now the relationship falls apart as it was going to. We all foresaw this for her. We all knew this was going to happen. We all knew. You're not married to this man, y'all. The, The sex came before any type of a commitment or any type of stuff. And now look, you a single mom, and now you got a restraining order, and now all of this stupid stuff has gone down. Interesting. So now we got to deal with this. Halle Bailey granted temporary physical and legal custody of son Halo after ex-boyfriend DDG's alleged abuse. Now he's abusive. Now, I'm not saying she's lying, but I'm just saying the timing is very convenient. Halle Bailey has been granted legal and physical custody of her son. According to court documents obtained by People, the Little Mermaid star 25 was granted sole legal and physical custody of her 16-month-old son, Halo Saint, whom she welcomed in December 2023 with ex-boyfriend DDG. The Angel singer requested sole custody of the toddler after she alleged the 27-year-old rapper, whose real name is Daryl Dwayne Granberry Jr. That's a name, baby. Daryl Dwayne Granberry Jr. abused her physically and emotionally. The temporary restraining order, which orders the Twitch streamer to remain over 100 feet away from Bailey and Halo at all times, expires on the court hearing scheduled for June 4th, 2025. And this is why you don't fuck before marriage. I wish I had got the memo. You know how dope it would be to still be a virgin right now? That'd be so dope. I don't give a damn what y'all say. That'd be so dope. Just chilling. Yep, I still got mine. I still got mine. You let him hit it raw, raw. Anyway, Bailey also asked the judge to order her ex-boyfriend not to be allowed visitation with his son. However, she requested that DDG be given supervised visits with a professional company once a week for 6 hours with Halo in Los Angeles. While Halo is in Los Angeles. Additionally, Bailey is asking the court to prevent DDG from taking their son outside of the county of Los Angeles. Wow. She got you good, bro. This is why you can't have children with just anybody. Born again virgins. Does that count? Joe, does that count? Joe, shut up, Joe. Be sitting here like you gonna be the first one to get this. But anyway. This is insanity. This is absolute insanity. Welcome to showbiz. Y'all want to be out here being reckless, fucking everything you can get your hands on, and this is the result you get. Conceiving children with people you can't stand. Now you bonded to this person for 18 years and then for life. Excuse me. Wait. Hold on. We got some breaking news in the chat. No cap. I still got Jay Lee for real? Hold on. Wait. You let him hit it raw. Really? That's admirable. I'll be sitting there like, I would market the hell out of being a virgin right now. I would market the hell out of it. Like, yeah, who won't be the first? Let me stop. Well, congratulations, Lee. Jesus, I mean, man, that would be like the most awesomest thing. It's like you're not sex is so overrated, bro. I'm gonna just keep it a thou. Sex is good, right? It's especially better when it's in the context of a relationship where there's actual love and respect for each other. I'm not gonna get all preachy right now. I would have just kept it. Listening to people. Because the prayer, oh, I'm saying, oh, come on, yo. What is this like over infatuation with having to be sexually active before you're ready? Or even if you don't want to be, somehow there's a problem. You asexual or you're gay, but if you're gay, that means you want to have sex, but you're asexual for the most part. Hmm. Hmm. I remember what's his name? I read his book, Cry Like a Man. Jason, what's the man's last name? Cry Like a Man. Hold on. I got to get this man's name. I follow him on the TikTok. Um Jason Wilson. Here we go. Jason Wilson. He when he talked about his story of losing his virginity and how he was with his family at a barbecue. How do we get on virginity? Oh, we're talking about these two. Anyway, and he was like, bro, he said to his uncles that he was still a virgin, and they laughed at him. He said, and then they told his mother. His mother even laughed at him. So he was like, he went out and he found a girl that he knew would put out, and he did what he had to do. Why does that pressure need to be on a young man who ain't ready or don't want to do it? And then you did it, and were you any more or less of a man after you did it? No. You still had a whole bunch of things to figure out in life. Whether you had sex or not, it was gonna get you still had to do life, right? I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're a dude and you listen to this live, all 98 of you in here, hold on to that. It's not just for women. Hold on to it. There's no rush. I remember I met a dude like that in the church that I was in a part of in LA, and we were all like in the circle talking about how long we've been celibate, and he was like, I've never had sex. I was like, oh, that was interesting to me. And I'm just like, damn. But anyway, shout out to all the male virgins out there. Y'all should be commended. Hallelujah. Praise God. And to these two, stop knocking boots before before your time. Give me some good love. Somebody knocking the boots. Give me some good love. Somebody rocking, baby. Woo! Give me some good love. All right. So let's talk about no, not that. Oh, I don't have a graphic for that either. This is what happens when you're your own producer, right? And you're live to live. Anyway, so let's talk about Cassie Ventura and Diddy and this trial and all the kerfuffle going on with that. Hold on. So obviously, Cassie is currently, I guess, as we speak, being cross-examined for the second day. Is the second day or is this the third day? Wait. She had Tuesday, Wednesday was the prosecution. Thursday was so this is the second day for the prosecution, because the first day of Diddy's trial was the male escort, and then the second day was Cassie. Third day was Cassie. Fourth day was Cassie being cross-examined. So she was direct examined the first 2 days she was on the stand. and this is her fourth day on the stand, and so she's being cross-examined again. So there's obviously probably some new updates here, but this is what happened day 3. The cross-examination of Cassie Ventura continues today. Here are the takeaways from her first day of questioning by Sean Diddy Combs' lawyers. Friday could be the final day on the stand for star witness Cassie Ventura, whose imminent childbirth has become a significant storyline in the trial of Sean Diddy Combs. After 2 days of prosecution's questioning, Cassie Ventura faced a tougher interrogation Thursday under cross-examination from Combs' legal team. Ventura testified for 5.5 hours Thursday and answered questions about her sex with Combs, whether anyone else knew about their drug-fueled sex parties known as freak-offs, and Combs' own problems with opioids. Listen, they have to step it up. This prosecution, I mean, not the prosecution, the defense attorney is going to have to step it up, because just because somebody, first of all, she's in a relationship with the man, so what people don't understand the dynamics of abusive relationships. Like, the abuse doesn't just start out getting smacked over the head. It's a psychological thing at first, usually in most cases. OJ Simpson's a prime example. It's a psychological thing at first, and after you're wrapped in, then they start really turning it up, right? So sitting here saying because she said I love you, or because she asked for a freak off this one time, that somehow she wasn't forced any other times, is stupid. It's a stupid defense. Yeah, okay. But what I do like is that every report has said that she has been on that stand cool, calm, and collected. Mm. I see that y'all still talking about clapping cheeks. Anyway, um, I'm moving on. Well, I mean, we're still technically talking about clapping cheeks, Joe. We're still technically talking about it. But we just talking about clapping cheeks in another form. Here's the thing. I don't care how freaky you are. Be as freaky as you want to be. I'm freaky. I like being freaky, but I'm not doing anything illegal. I'm not trafficking people. I'm not doing crazy stuff, right? Bro, when you get caught up in some stuff like this, and then you remember Diddy denied abusing her. He adamantly, when she filed the lawsuit, the thing that set all of this off was when Cassie filed that lawsuit, and Diddy literally settled the lawsuit the next day. It was filed. His lawyer settled the next day. She got a $20 million payout. And then Diddy thought it was all over. He denied it. He said it never happened. And then the hotel video dropped. So when the hotel video drops and you're beating the brakes off this woman who's clearly trying to get away from you, and then you want to sit here and tell us, and then his apology video, the apology video where he didn't really own up to anything. And it's like, bro, you got caught in 4K. You paid to have that tape destroyed, and and it came back to bite you on the ass. So now, here we go. You are now on trial. And let's be clear, I hope this motherfucker gets convicted. So Cassie's on the stand for the 4th day. Now the judge was pretty pissed off yesterday because the judge was, they were also, the defense was like, we might need her for another day. And the judge was like, nah, we have a timeline here, y'all. Speed this up. All these addendums, all these text messages. This is it feels like they're filibustering, right? You have to get to the actual nooks and the parts that matter. Nobody care about these long form text messages. If you've ever been in a relationship, when the relationship is good, even if you're in a messed up relationship, it has good moments. So you're like, okay, Just because I had a good day or a good hour here doesn't mean all of this stuff is invalid. It's a stupid defense. It's a stupid defense, in my opinion. Ventura is the prosecution's star witness, and her testimony Tuesday and Wednesday alleging her ex-boyfriend Combs physically and sexually abused her is key to the charges against the hip-hop mogul. He has pleaded not guilty to racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transportation to engage in prostitution and could face up to life in prison. He should. Prosecutors have said Combs and his inner circle used threats, violence, drugs, bribery, arson, kidnapping, and lies to coerce Ventura and another woman into participating in freak-offs to protect the music mogul's reputation. You don't think they had to sign NDAs? The escorts had to sign NDAs. Everyone involved was NDA up. But the problem with an NDA is once you commit a crime, it's null and void. Null and void. Prosecutors have said Combs and his inner circle used threats, violence, drugs, bribery, arson, kidnapping, and lies to coerce Ventura and another woman to participate in freak-offs. I read that already. Defense acknowledged Combs has been violent with former girlfriends and has a different sex life, different in quotes, sex life, but said those do not equate to racketeering or sex trafficking. Sir, just because she had a little bit of fun doesn't mean all of it was fun, and doesn't mean, I mean, could you imagine doing a freaking freak off once a week? I mean, you got men going in all your orifices every week. You supposed to be a recording artist. You got a 10 album deal with the label. And now my full-time job is fulfilling your sexual fantasies. This woman dropped one album, one. And y'all gonna sit here and convince me that Diddy ain't the problem here? You brought in prostitutes over state lines. That's where you fucked up. Different sex life. Combs' trial is not being televised per the rules of federal court. CNN has reporting from journalists inside and outside the court. Here are the takeaways. Court pushes to finish Ventura's testimony before baby arrives. The court has taken a number of steps to ensure Ventura's testimony is completed by Friday, hoping to wrap up before the pregnant pop singer gives birth. Ventura is due to deliver her third child next month. In a discussion late Wednesday about whether to end Ventura's testimony 45 minutes early, prosecutor Maureen Comey laid out her concern. This witness is very, very pregnant. We are afraid she could have the baby over the weekend, Comey said. According to court-provided transcripts of the exchange, we want her off the stand before the weekend, and we believe 45 minutes could make a difference. The court previously issued guidance that proceedings will stretch until 5 p.m. for the first week of testimony, but the following weeks will only last until 3 p.m. Lunch breaks, generally an hour long, have been condensed to about 30 minutes this week. On Thursday, the defense gave Ventura an iPad with exhibits to review during the lunch break in an effort to speed things up. I want to go on my lunch break, bro. I don't want to look at my past text messages, most of whom, who remembers, you remember all the text messages you sent your ex? No, none of us do. Excuse me. You don't think there was moments where you was feeling freaky, you was horny? Yeah, you was horned up and you text about it. So what? This was a young woman, a very impressionable young woman that he took advantage of. Because we love to use that legality of 18, 21 to our convenience. You know, we love when we can call somebody an 18-year-old grown ass man who should be railroaded versus, oh, she's a innocent. No, 18 is still 18, 21 is still 21. You are still impressionable. You are still dumb. Kamala Harris wasn't wrong when she said they are stupid. They are stupid. Why do you think they need supervision? Not me up here agreeing with Kamala Harris. Go to hell. The stuff that because I follow a few YouTubers who were in the courtroom as well, and they really went into like the graphic details of the things that was happening in the courtroom. And I was like, bro, this is insanity. This woman talking about she had sores all in her mouth from all of the stuff they were using. And like I said before, it's a miracle that this woman could even get pregnant and still conceive children and didn't get worse. And I mean, we don't know if she has any other STIs or whatever, but and it's none of our business, quite frankly. But the fact that you are just mm, 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 mm. This is insanity, bro. This man can't walk. He can't walk because it's even beyond what he's charged with. And then you have dumb blacks who will defend him because he's black. But you don't realize, like R. Kelly, most of his victims are black. But we're so enamored with celebrity and fame and power that we don't give a damn about people's humanity. We don't care. We don't care if somebody is right or wrong. We'll find a way to make her or him the problem in this and then keep propping the celebrity up. You know, no, 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 no. We're not going to blame R. Kelly for what he did to these young girls. We're going to blame the girls and her parents for what happened to her. While, yeah, there's some accountability I'm sure they can take in that, ultimately, they were seduced by power, money, fame, proximity, success, singing careers, whatever it is they were seeking or pursuing. Stop playing in our face with this. Y'all know they take advantage of vulnerable people all the time. We've heard Cassie sing. She is not a great singer. She was not the next Aretha Franklin. So nobody was shocked when all of a sudden she and Diddy are an item. Nobody was shocked by that. You're a beautiful woman with average talent. I mean, below average talent. And I liked her two songs. The Me and You song was cool, and the Long Way from Home song was cool too. I like that song. You got a long way to go. But all she's doing, she's talk singing. Like nobody cares. It wasn't like she was giving us weighty, Whitney Houston grit guts vocals of Gladys Knight or something like that. So you're an average singer who's wildly beautiful, who signs a 10 album deal, release one album, maybe three singles, and then everything just dissipated and you became a sex slave. That's a problem. You should have a problem with that. Everybody should have a problem with that. If that's not maximizing and manipulating and exploiting somebody who you know is vulnerable, I don't know what is. I really don't. What are we talking about here? And last but not least, because celebrity culture will always be demonic, and I love this woman. I really, really do. I love her artistry. I love her voice. I love her contributions. I love, I respect her. But can y'all tell me, is this appropriate to wear to your son's graduation? Hmm? Is that an appropriate outfit to wear to your son's graduation? Is that appropriate? Is that, would you wear that to your son's graduation? Hmm? Would you wear that outfit? Would you wear it? Hmm. 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 Y'all rocking that? All the mothers out there. What if your mother showed up to your graduation dressed like that? Tony Michelle Braxton, we call you to the floor right now, Tony Michelle Braxton. Tony Braxton, we love your talent. We love your songs. We love that you're a good mom. Obviously, you're a good mom. You got your son, your oldest son, all the way up through college. He is now officially a college graduate. His name is Diesel, and he graduated from Howard University. Now, wouldn't this be Diesel's moment? This is Diesel's moment, right? Like even if you're like hot shit or the most successful person, there's a time when you have to step back, right? There's a time you got to step back and allow someone else to have their moment. Like if you go to a friend's wedding, you're not going to try to outdress them, right? If you go to somebody's birthday celebration, you're not going to try to outdo the celebration, right? You're not going to try to be the center of attention. All of it should be on her son. She couldn't find a Kamala Harris pantsuit. Because the headline is not about this young man accomplishing this great goal. The headline is about look how naked his mama is. Tony Michelle Braxton, stop playing in our face, ma'am. You used your son's graduation to get press. How low do we have to go at this point in our journeys as celebrities? You knew there would be cameras there. You knew people were like, "Oh, that's Tony Braxton's son. That's Tony Braxton's son." And then Tony Braxton shows up and steals the show with enough of her bottom half exposed to make you take notice. And trust me, I love looking at it. I want to lick that thigh. But time and place, Tony Michelle Braxton. Let your son have his moment. We know what you can do. You are the living legend, Tony Braxton. No one can ever take that away from you. Ever. But you got to know when to step back. I mean, hold on, wait, pause that right there. Pause that right there. Wait. Go back, go back, go back, go back, go back, go back, go back. This is literally, it's a dress. It's not even pants. So your mama wore a lace pant or lace dress to the graduation. This was about Diesel. This is about the family. And we love you, Tony, but this ain't it. It's embarrassing. It's unfortunate. It just screams desperation. And you're not desperate, Tony. You're Tony Braxton. You're Tony freaking Braxton. There ain't a soul on earth that could take that away from you. Not one. None could take it away from you. Celebrity culture is gross. Mm-mm-mm. I'm so bored. Celebrity is a job. Let me explain that to y'all right quick. Celebrity is a job. You turn it on, you turn it off. And a lot of times these celebrities are facade. Like the wealth you think they have, the fortune you think they have, some have it. Some do, and some do not. Because I can't tell you how many times in LA somebody who has 40 million blah 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 and 30 million blah 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 and they got 4 roommates. And I'm like, how do you have roommates with all this success? It's a facade. It's a job. And it's all about how you play that job and how you work that job. But you shouldn't be showing up to your son's graduation butt naked. You shouldn't be accusing people of crimes they didn't commit. There should be no fall guys. If you commit the crime, you do the time. Or you have your day in court and do what you need to do. But sitting here making a mockery of the legal system and exploiting people's vulnerabilities, you got to take account. You got to pay for that. Look at all the recording artists that Diddy screwed. And I remember, I think it was a couple years ago, where all of a sudden Diddy wanted to hand over the publishing to the recording artists he had screwed, and then come to find out it was basically one big ass non-disclosure agreement, and then they were only going to get the money for streaming. So after these albums, they do well in streaming, but they're not going to get from their heyday money. That's the money you really want. Like when this album was selling 5 million units, I want that money, but you're not going to get it. Not going to get that money. You're going to get the pennies you get from streaming. So that's what, about $900. What you going to do with that? What you going to do with that? Y'all have made millions and in some cases billions, and y'all want to give me pennies on the stream. And so they were members of, I don't know if y'all remember the band Danity Kane. Yeah, that was one of the making the band bands. So it was the 5 girls. I don't remember all their names, but I know Dawn is one of them, and she's going to be testifying in the trial. She was supposed to testify today, but they moved her to Monday for Cassie. So now Dawn's a good singer. Dawn's a good entertainer. She's a great artist. And it'll be very interesting because she ended up suing Diddy as well. So we'll see what she says in the trial, what she saw, what she experienced. That would be crazy. So you think about artists like Total, Notorious B.I.G., Craig Mack, Mace, Faith Evans. Lil' Kim wasn't a bad boy artist, but she was close enough. She might as well have been a bad boy artist. So you think of what Diddy did to these artists. Even like I don't know if y'all remember Diddy's first band, but he had the reality show Making the Band. The first band was the rap group. It was the 4 rappers and the 1 singer, right? And what he did to them was like crazy because and then Danity Kane was the second band. Then the third band was Day 26. Danity Kane wasn't supposed to be successful. They were just supposed to be used for TV. And then the actual album sold. And they were like, oh, people are really buying this album. That was never supposed to happen. They were just being exploited for reality TV purposes, and they weren't even getting paid well to do it. This was a business decision for Diddy. This was a money grab for Diddy. Making the band had nothing to do with really finding talent, cultivating them, and making them icons. It had nothing to do with that. Now, do you wonder why we don't see Making the Band reruns on MTV? They're not available on any streaming platform. Why do you think that is? Hmm? Lynn, you got to think about why Lil Kim destroyed her beauty. She got into an industry where men exploited her. And the men that she fell for left her or cheated on her for women who looked a certain way. And she knew she would never look that way. Because if you look at old pictures of Lil Kim, she was a beautiful young woman. And she got caught up. Now she looks like Cat Lady. That's crazy to destroy your body and your face like that. This business is not your friend. This business does not care about your talent. This business is seeking an angle to exploit you so that they can make profit. That's all this is about. There are very few people on the inside of the entertainment industry who are really looking to put people on. Hmm. Hmm. That's why you got to navigate effectively and not, because this is what I was good at. This is why I'm sitting here on YouTube with 7 people watching me on YouTube and 90 something people watching me on X. That's how I got here. I was aware of when someone was putting something exploitative in front of me, and I didn't fall for it. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. If you're being asked to do things that you know are wrong, don't do it. It's not worth it in the long term. You'll get some instant gratification for it, but now they have something to hold over your head. Oh, don't go rogue. We got what you did in that room. Mm-hmm. We know your drug of choice. We'll put out there that you're crazy. Look at Kanye. Look at Dave Chappelle. Look at Mariah Carey. They did it all of them. Gave it all to them. Mm-hmm. Now you're a problem. Now you're psychotic. You think Martin Lawrence running down the street, waving a gun, saying they're trying to kill me, wasn't rooted in the reality of the show business? They were. That's where they push you to. And I wasn't willing to give them that, so I'm good. I'll take the long road to success. So if I'm 65 still trying to make it, so be it. I just want to leave with a virgin asshole. Cat Williams. Anyway, that's my rant about celebrity being demonic. You know, excuse me. One more thing. TD Jakes. I forgot to bring this up with Diddy. Did y'all see? Then all of a sudden, you see these celebrities starting to align with these prosperity gospel people. when Diddy aligned with TD Jakes, and then the whole thing started to fall apart. All of a sudden, TD Jakes is unavailable. Wouldn't you think TD Jakes would be like, we need to pray for him. We need to pray for this. We need to really reach out. No. You about to mess up the family business. We got to distance ourselves and act like it never happened, and then get the tapes that you might be on. Because I don't understand why a pastor is showing up to a Diddy party. Even if you didn't do anything, why are you here? I'm sorry, but if I'm having a good time holding a red cup and I see my pastor, that's what a pastor is supposed to do to you. Straighten your back up immediately. If your pastor ain't got you on some act right, then that person shouldn't be leading you, because they're not leading you to Jesus. They're leading you to debauchery. He walks into a space where people are consuming drugs and alcohol, and he blends right in. You should never blend in. The exploits of the world should never be that comfortable in your presence. I got questions. TD Jakes, Bishop. So you show up and everybody just continues, hey, like it's nothing. You're not a man of God. You're not who you say you are. Because the moment you showed up, everybody should have been like, oh, hide that, put that away. The bishop here. So these pastors are caught up in it too, and then that's how they exploit people. They exploit you emotionally. Maybe I should do a piece on prosperity gospel. Maybe we will talk about that next week. But I'm enjoying these lunchtime chats. I hope y'all are. It seems to be working for me, so we'll continue to do them. I appreciate y'all so much for tuning in and allowing me to rant for over an hour. Dang, it's almost 30 after. I'm almost an hour and a half in. Wow, that's pretty cool. Anyway, I appreciate y'all for watching. I will catch y'all on Monday. Monday, we have a new episode of the Rant Experience dropping on Monday. And then we will also do our lunchtime chat on Monday. And then the Rant Experience will be out Monday evening. And then we good. So thank y'all for watching. I appreciate y'all. Lots of love. Later, y'all.
I know. You're probably wondering what's going on. Well, I'm here to tell you. It's me, Inked, and I need you guys to head on over to AJsRANTS.com and pick up your Trifecta merch. Yes, that's right. Trifecta merch is here. It is here for our Trifecta family to show their love and support and advertise for free. Well, not technically for free. You did pay for it. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Head on over to AJsRANTroom.com and pick up your Trifecta merch. We're all inclusive. It prints.
It's always lit over at AJsRANTroom.com. We got the best bags and accessories, our beloved Black series. We got fresh lids for you hat lovers, fire jackets and hoodies, and of course we got you covered on the t-shirts. And introducing our first shoe line, Aloysius Germain. So get on over to AJsRANTroom.com today and get to shopping. You won't